strong.
The Philippine Navy will receive 1 or 2 more Pohang-class corvettes from the Republic of Korea Navy in addition to the 2 corvettes approved for transfer earlier. The Philippine Navy has started the process of acquiring a second decommissioned Pohang-class corvette from South Korea. The Philippine Navy made its intentions known more than a year ago by trying to acquire at least 2 more used Pohang-class corvettes to complement its existing surface ships as it replaces its World War II-era patrol vessels and expands its fleet. Information from several sources confirming that active negotiations are underway on this topic. The Republic of Korea Navy still has 4 version IV ships available for transfer. Thus, if these plans come to fruition, the Philippine Navy will be armed with 4 Pohang-class corvettes, including the former Korean Chunju, now Conrado Yap as part of the Philippine Navy, and Andong, which was previously approved for transfer. It is also possible to purchase additional Pohang-class corvettes later, depending on the timing of their decommissioning from the ROC Navy as well as the ability of the Philippine Navy to receive and service them in its composition. Recall that the command of the Philippine Navy decided to purchase the second anti-submarine corvette of the Pohang class from the Navy of the Republic of Korea in November 2021. It is assumed that the Philippine Navy will receive the corvette PCC-771 Andong, which has been decommissioned by the Republic of Korea Navy. The BRP Conrado Yap PS-39 is a Pohang-class corvette currently commissioned with the Philippine Navy. She is the service's first modern corvette and one of its most heavily armed units. After 4 years of operation at sea, the Philippine Navy evaluated that the Korean patrol corvette is apt to be able to defend 7,107 islands and has the best conditions for coastal patrol and defense. The ROC Navy has transferred 40 ships to 10 friendly countries so far. These have been used as a means of facilitating defense cooperation and exports abroad with countries that received Korean vessels. South Korea retired 3 Pohang-class corvettes, all in the Flight IV variant, as well as 5 Chimshori-class fast patrol boats, just before the end of 2021. There is a huge likelihood that the Pohang-class corvettes will end up being offered to friendly countries like Vietnam and the Philippines. At the moment, the Pohang-class remains the most viable and fastest to obtain as temporary replacements for the Malvar-class patrol vessels and as force multipliers capable of anti-surface and anti-submarine warfare once the new offshore patrol vessels are commissioned. The Philippine Navy has already expressed interest in acquiring several more Pohang-class corvettes. It should be more aggressive in its request to take in more ships, especially now that it has a trump card to use: the selection of Hyundai Heavy Industries as the shipbuilder for 2 new corvettes, which also include Korean subsystems and munitions, including Sea Star anti-ship missiles and Naval Shield CMS, among many others. Max Defense PH believes that the PN should have at least 6 Pohang-class corvettes in 2 squadrons. Right now, we have the Flight 3 Pohang-class corvette BRP Conrado Yap and are processing the transfer of the Flight IV ship ROX Andong, so hopefully 4 more can be requested from the SK government. The Pohang is a class of Patrol Combat Corvette PCC of the Republic of Korea Navy, ROKN. A total of 24 ships were built by several South Korean shipyards: Korea Shipbuilding Corporation, Hyundai Heavy Industries, Daewoo Shipbuilding, and Korea-Tacoma. The primary mission of the corvette is coastal line patrolling. The Pohang-class is deployed as a main force to monitor defense along the South Korean coast. These ships were equipped to perform anti-submarine, anti-ship, and anti-aircraft warfare operations in the littoral environment. As the Pohang-class ships are progressively being phased out of the ROC Navy, being replaced by the new generation Incheon-class frigates and then eventually by the FFX Batch 2 and FFX Batch 3. Several of the corvettes have been transferred to South Korea's allies, namely Peru, Vietnam, the Philippines, Colombia, and Egypt. The first in-class ship is now a museum in Pohang City.